Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Wednesday, March 30th, 2016.
Commissioner Rodriguez, James Jacinto are present. President James, we have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Hannah Choi, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Tim Tyson, Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Lloyd Gaines with Sanitation.
Good morning, Lawrence Charisma, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we received a speaker card under general public comment and no speaker cards under the regular agenda.
We have no speaker cards under general public comment? We have one.
One speaker card under general public comment.
Let's go ahead and take care of general public comment. Let's go ahead and take care of general public comment. Mr. Hathaway? Dennis Hathaway? Good morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is Dennis Hathaway. I'm president of the Coalition to Ban Billboard Blight. We're an organization that represents homeowners associations, community organizations, and individuals citywide. And I'm here to draw your attention to an issue that I have been getting a lot of calls about and that I'm actually aware of myself, and that is advertising signs in the public right-of-way. And in particular, signs advertising tobacco. These signs have been, I have a collage that I made just of photos that I took in probably in a 2-mile radius of my own home. I will leave this with you. I have called street services about some of these signs. They're placed outside smoke shops, liquor stores, convenience stores, things like that. Nothing seems to happen. I know some other people have called as well. Some of these signs are very close to schools. Signs in Westwood right across the street from a church and a school. So I also have a letter here. A couple of years ago, I happen to live in Venice. My own neighborhood council, the Venice Neighborhood Council, passed a resolution asking for the city to enforce against these type of signs. And on December 17th of 2015, Mike Bonin wrote a letter addressed to Gary Harris from the Bureau of Street Services investigation, asking for an investigation and for enforcement against tobacco signs. So I think that the public right-of-way, this is a serious health problem, tobacco. The public right-of-way is not a place to market this product, and I hope that something can be done to initiate some enforcement about this.
Thank you, Mr. Hathaway. We have street services reps here, so they'll see your information. Thank you, sir. No other general public comments. We'll close general public comment. Let's go to agenda items 2 through 7, assessment hearings. 2 through 6, assessment hearings in council districts 4, 11, 13, and 5. No speaker cards on 2 through 6. Mr. Flamenco.
Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting. Items 2 to 6 pertain to lighting districts which we are creating in conjunction with private development projects. Ballots for items 2 to 6 were mailed on February 17, 2016. Ballots for items 2 to 6 must be received by the City Clerk's office by next Wednesday, April 6th. We have not received any objections to date on items 2 to 6. We are requesting for the board to adopt and forward items 2 to 6 forthwith to City Council.
One moment, Ruben. I've got 2. Okay. So it's still 2 through 6. No objections, Ruben?
That's correct.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. Is there a motion to adopt by Commissioner Rodriguez? I'll second it. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item numbers 2 through 6. Any problem sending 2 through 6 forthwith? We'll send numbers 2 through 6 forthwith. Thank you, Ruben. Agenda item number 1, the receipt of bids for tree trimming projects in Council Districts 5, 11, 8, 9, 10, 15, 6, 3, and 12. Mr. Campos, agenda item number 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. The bids to be received today are 7 in total. The first item is for the Victory Boulevard widening Phase 1 from Canoga Avenue to Owensworth Avenue. The city has estimated this project to be at $2,146,455 even. This is in Council District number 3. The first bid received for this project is from PALP Incorporated, doing business as Excel Paving Company.
I guess this is not tree trimming. There are a couple of them that are not. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, this is not tree trimming.
I looked at the price tag and thought, well, that can't be tree trimming in CD3.
For a total bid amount of $2,147,867.55. That is 2147867.55 from PALP Incorporated, doing business as Excel Paving Company. For the record, line item 58, line item 83, line item 98, line item 101, 102, 103, 104, 106, 108, 111, 113, 114, 118, 130 were all lined out by the contractor, but they all have been initialed. The second bid received for the first project is from Powell Constructors Incorporated for a total bid amount of $2,048,058.80. That is 2048058.80 from Powell Constructors Incorporated. For the record, line item 24, 45, 46, 48, 49, 70, 98, 103, 106 were lined out by the contractor, but they all have been initialed. The third and final bid received for the first project is from All American Asphalt for a total bid amount of $2,096,000 even. That's 2096000 from All American Asphalt. For the record, also line item 14, 69, 119, 120 have been lined out by the contractor, but they all have been initialed. President James, that concludes the bid openings for the first project. The second bids to be received today is for the Donald C. Tillman Water Reclamation Plant, chlorine contact tank gate actuators. The city has estimated this bid to be at $699,326 even. This is in Council District number 6. The first bid received is from Meta Mechanical Company Incorporated, doing business as MONC Incorporated. That's MONC Incorporated, for a total bid amount of $620,000 even. 620000 from Meta MEHTA Mechanical Company Incorporated, doing business as MONC Incorporated. The second bid received for the second project is from Abby Svoboda, my apologies for mispronouncing it, SV for Victor, OB for boy, OD for David, A Incorporated, Svoboda, for a total bid amount of $747,552 even. That's $747,552 from AB Svoboda Incorporated. The third bid received for the second project is from Lead Electric Incorporated, that's LEED, for a total bid amount of $546,544 even. That's $546,544 from Lead Electric Incorporated. The fourth bid received for the second project is from Green Building Corporation for a total bid amount of $789,000 even. That's $789,000 from Green Building Corporation. The fifth and final bid received for the second project is from Kiewit Infrastructure West Company for a total bid amount of $607,000 even. That's $607,000 from Kiewit Infrastructure West Company. For the record, line item 6 has been initialed and has been lined out and initialed by the contractor. President James, that concludes the bid openings for the second project. We will now open the bid for the third project, which is for the broadhead tree trimming in the parkways of Sherman Way from White Oak Avenue to Haskell Avenue and certain other streets. The city has estimated this project to be at $913,545. This is in Council District 6 and 12. President James, these do commence the openings for the tree trimming services. Also, for those that are in the public and also those listening on audio, these bid proposals did require the contractors to bid on 3 years, so I will be reading 3 numbers. The first number would be for year 1, the second number will be for year 2, the third number will be for year 3. All contractors will have 3 bids for this contract. And the reason I'm reading those 3 numbers is that there is no aggregate total included in these bids. The first bid received for the third project is from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. Year 1, $1,752,653. Year 2, $1,820,323. And year 3, $1,887,993 from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. The second bid received for the third project is from West Coast Arborists Incorporated. Year 1, $1,251,895. Year 2, $1,448,138. Year 3, $1,448,138 from West Coast Arborists Incorporated. The third bid received for the third project is from United Pacific Services Incorporated. Year 1, $1,163,924. Let me repeat that, $1,163,924. Year 2, $1,163,924. And year 3, $1,163,924 from United Pacific Services Incorporated. The fourth and final bid for the third project is from Trimming Land Company Incorporated. Year 1, $1,197,759. Year 2, $1,285,730. Year 3, $1,380,468 from Trimming Land Company Incorporated. President James, that concludes the bid openings for the third project. We will now open up the bids for the fourth project, which is for the broadhead tree trimming in the parkways of Lucerne Boulevard from Olympic Boulevard to 9th Street and certain other streets. The city has estimated this project to be at $597,915 even. This is in Council District 10 and 15. The first bid received for the fourth project is from West Coast Arborists Incorporated. Year one, $766,217. Year two, $788,362. Year three, $814,936 from West Coast Arborists Incorporated. The second bid received for the fourth project is from Trimming Land Company Incorporated. Year one, $930,090. That's 930,090. Year two, $996,525. Year three, $1,067,389 from Trimming Land Company Incorporated. The third and final bid received for the fourth project is from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. Year one, $1,147,111. Year two, $1,191,401 from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. President James, that concludes the bid openings for the fourth project.
3 on that one?
Only 3 in total.
Year 3.
Year 3. Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated is the third bidder for the fourth project. Year one is $1,147,111. Year two, $1,191,401. Year three, $1,235,691.
Thank you.
This confirms that our internal controls are working. Opening up the bids for the fifth project, which is for the broadhead tree trimming in the parkways of 85th Street from Van Ness Avenue to Western Avenue and certain other streets. The city has estimated this project to be at $552,690 even. This is in Council District 8 and 9. First bid for the fifth project is from United Pacific Services Incorporated. Year one, $646,852. Year two, $655,040. Year three, $663,228 from United Pacific Services Incorporated. The second bid for the fifth project is from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. Year one, $1,101,286. Year two, $1,142,226. Year three, $1,183,166 from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. The third bid received for the fifth project is from Trimming Land Company Incorporated. Year one, $781,135.20. Year two, $835,790.10. Year three, $894,334.30. This is from Trimming Land Company Incorporated. The fourth and final bid received for the fifth project is from West Coast Arborists Incorporated. Year one, $646,852. Year two, $700,074. Year three, $736,920 from West Coast Arborists Incorporated.
What was year 3 on that?
Year three, $736,920.
Okay, a couple of questions real quick on these. We just have 2 more left. On the one that you just read, West Coast Arborists, year 1 was how much?
I'll read all 3 years again. So
Year 1 for West Coast.
$646,852.
Okay, would you read year 1 for United Pacific?
Year 1 for United Pacific Services Incorporated, $646,852.
Okay, thank you. That's it for those. Okay, two more.
President James, that does conclude the bid opening for the fifth project. Two more. Item number 6, or the sixth bid opening, is for the broadhead tree trimming in the parkways of Chase Avenue from Short Avenue to Alley and certain other streets. The city has estimated this project to be at $481,275. This is in Council District 11. The first bid is from West Coast Arborists Incorporated. Year 1, $623,875. Year 2, $641,700 even. Year 3, $659,525 from West Coast Arborists Incorporated. The second bid received for the sixth project is from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. Year 1, $923,335. Year 2, there is no bid amount. Year 3, there is no bid amount. This is from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. The third and final bid for the sixth project is from Trimming Land Company Incorporated. Year 1, $550,436 even. Year 2, there is no bid amount. Year 3, there is no bid amount. This is from Trimming Land Company Incorporated. President James, that concludes the bid openings for the sixth project.
One more.
The seventh and final bid to be received for today is for the broadhead tree trimming in the parkways of Rochester Avenue from Beverly Glen Boulevard to Veteran Avenue and certain other streets. The city has estimated this project to be at $436,185 even. This is in Council District number 5. The first bid received for the seventh project is from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. Year 1, $739,899. Year 2, $772,209. Year 3, $804,000, 519. Let me repeat that again, $804,519. This is from Thrifty Tree Service Incorporated. The second bid received for the seventh project is from Trimming Land Company Incorporated. Year 1, $518,575.50. Year 2, $552,501 even. Year 3, $591,273 even. From Trimming Land Company Incorporated. The third bid received for the seventh project is from West Coast Arborists Incorporated. Year 1, $581,580. Year 2, $597,735. Year 3, $597,735 even, from West Coast Arborists Incorporated. The fourth and final bid for the seventh project is from United Pacific Services Incorporated. Year 1, $555,732. Year 2, $568,656. Year 3, $578,349 even, from United Pacific Services Incorporated. President James, that concludes the bid openings for the seventh project and all bid openings for this entire item.
Thank you, Mr. Campos. Is there a second to my motion that we receive all the bids? By Commissioner Rodriguez. Any objection? Without objection, the bids will be received. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Carter. Before we go back on our agenda, we have a presentation for the Street Media and Design Competition, UCLA Extension Landscape Architecture Program, and Jacqueline Ford, Mount San Antonio Community College. Commissioner Rodriguez.
Good morning, colleagues. Well, it gives me great pleasure this morning to really celebrate something that I think we're all here to do, and that's to make government work better. You know, 20 years, I'm a broken record on this, but 20 years ago when I started, well, it was a little more than 20 years ago when I started at City Hall as an intern, I discovered a number of different ways that we could help really be agents of change, helping to make government work more collaboratively with the community so that we can help really resolve a lot of the challenges that we experience in neighborhoods and really make a difference to improve the quality of life. As a result of the drought, many of us know that a lot of our street medians are in disrepair in the city of Los Angeles. And with all the competing priorities that we have in this city, we can avail a number of tools to help facilitate more community engagement and collectively working with our communities to help ensure that we take these medians that are not in the most attractive condition and invite the community to be a partner with us to help resolve a lot of the conditions in these areas throughout the city. And so it was with that in mind that, you know, we do currently have an Adopt a Median program that has been in existence for a number of years and offered through the Office of Community Beautification. However, the process, as I discovered as a result of, we basically allow for limitless opportunities in the city to help allow communities to have the creativity to exercise and create the kind of medians that they could be very proud of in their community. But I wanted to create a scenario in which we had an accelerated process. The current process to allow a sponsoring community group to navigate our current permit process through the Office of Community Beautification is 6 to 8 months. What I decided to do was, with the help and collaboration with the Innovation Fund, which was a generous sponsor with this effort, we decided to launch a competition to develop pre-approved concept designs that the community could implement in their neighborhoods should they so choose to sponsor through the Adopt a Median program. And the permitting process has now evolved from a 6 to 8 month process to a 1 to 3 month process as a result of this competition and as a result of the toolkit that we are now assembling to put in the hands of our community organizations so that they could be a partner with us to help eliminate some of these blighted conditions throughout the city. And so it gives me great pleasure today to recognize the winners of the competition that we solicited these design elements from. And we have a number of really talented landscape architects, both in the city and professionally throughout the city that are a number of partners and collaborators with us. But I thought this would really, heeding Mayor Garcetti's call to help engage a lot of our academic institutions for their talent and their resources, we decided to create a competition that would solicit the participation of some incredible students. And I want to thank those students from UCLA's Extension program, UCLA's Extension Landscape Architecture School, and a very engaged student from Mount San Antonio College. So I'd like to actually invite the UCLA Landscape Architecture School, led by Dr. Pikal, who's the faculty advisor, and Stephanie Lamdragen, excuse me, my apologies for mispronouncing that, to come join me, along with the students, and also Ms. Jacqueline Ford from Mount San Antonio College. If you could please join me up here. Thank you. So we have some examples here, and what I'm excited to, first of all, there's a lot of people to thank in this process, but I want to be sure to give these students their due recognition. And we have a number of certificates here for each of you. First, I'd like to bring up Jonathan Yu. This is the team from the UCLA Extension Chorus. Philip Steinman. Douglas Short. There you go. Thank you. Alexis Santa Romana. There you go. Thank you. Ron Ruiz. No, Ron wasn't here. Okay. Sushila Narayan. Richard Emery. Couldn't make it. Okay. Brian DePaz. Sean Carter. And Juliana Bellenby. I also have a certificate here for the entire UCLA Extension Landscape Architecture Program. Thank you so much. And also Jacqueline. So nice to meet you. Here you go. Thank you. And thank you. And I am on behalf of the City of Los Angeles and the Board of Public Works and the Innovation Fund of the City of Los Angeles that granted the resources that allowed this competition to happen. I have a $2,500 check for Jacqueline for your pre-approved concept designs and for the UCLA Extension Program. Thank you. And what I want to actually showcase, and for those of you that will have an opportunity, and we have some examples here on the screens available, but the idea behind this is that these are easily executed landscape designs that community groups can sponsor in their neighborhoods. And I, want to thank you all for heeding the call, for making yourselves available to do the work. We are, with the remaining money that was allocated from the Innovation Fund, we're actually going to be piloting these designs in a number of different locations throughout the city. And I just want to say thank you so much for your responsiveness, for adapting to the proposal that we requested. I know we've given several examples that you were to model these ideas after. And I want to especially thank, Jacqueline was incredibly responsive in coming out and kind of adapting her model to a number of different locations. But, the UCLA team as well did some incredible water capture elements as a part of their design that I think could very easily be adopted by our city family for execution throughout the city going forward. And so I just, these are the types of examples of the talent and leverage that we have in building these partnerships. And I just want to thank you for being responsive to that. I want to thank the Innovation Fund, and I want to recognize Bianca Swan, who's with the CAO's office, who's the staff liaison to the Innovation Fund, for helping to facilitate all of this. I also want to thank Todd Sargent, who is not here. I don't know if there's any of the commissioners from the Innovation Fund that are here, but thank you all so much for your support of this project. Also, the city family that helped bring this all together. I come up with the crazy ideas, but I need the team with me to help execute because we can't do it alone. And so I want to thank the incredible team that have been diligently working on pulling together this toolkit, helping to pull together the proposal that you responded to. And that includes our executive officer, Fernando Campos, and I'm just going to say from the Public Works family, because they are from street services, they are from contract administration, and the Bureau of Sanitation, Robert Gutierrez, Deborah Dietz, Alex Gong, Greg Nuno, Brett McReynolds, Ron Lorenzen, Paul Roch, Jerry Valito, and Jane Adrian and Ted Allen for all of your help in accelerating the timeline that the community will be able to implement this and not lose their faith, but to actually accelerate these projects so that we can see the results of these beautiful designs. And so I'd like to just thank you all so much. And if anyone, Jacqueline, if you'd like to say a few words.
Commissioner, if I could, Fernando Campos, Executive Officer, if you could indulge each of the teams. We do have a short presentation, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, if each team can present their concepts, so that those that are in the audience can look at those concepts. I know the UCLA has the big banners up in the front, but we also have a short presentation, if I can.
Please, I would love to share this. This is exciting. So, so why don't we start with UCLA? Thank you.
I'm not sure who exactly we're addressing. But you can do it. Just you want to speak.
Microphone's
to the
best.
design? Is it right? So I'll show you first our site plan of the design. The major concept here is kind of a smaller version of the city of Los Angeles and how the entire city works together with the natural environment. So what we have are a series of different wedges that are angling up at different degrees, and throughout you have this kind of valley, if you will. This is the water feature, the bioswale that's kind of sinuating in and out of the built environment of Los Angeles. So here are some SketchUp perspectives of our design, and we'll turn around for everyone else to see as well.
You can speak.
So here are the wedges and some of our plant materials.
You're on the screen. I think
Oh, exactly. So thank you very much. This was an incredible opportunity, not only for the potential and the beautification of the community, but also for us as students. We don't usually get real projects, and this brought up a lot of questions for us and a lot of learning opportunities for us. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ford.
Hi. I'm assuming I talked to you, guys. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Ford. I'm a design student, landscape design student at Mount Sac, and that's my teacher, Brian. I took this project on and really wanted to work with what's already existing in the landscape at the medians. I will say it was a huge undertaking. Designing medians is not easy. I know we make it look easy, but it's not easy. There's a lot of rules and regulations that we have to follow, height limitations, visibility, all kinds of different things that we have to think about. So I came up with a concept that I think flows really well together, so all of my 3 designs can really be implemented right next to each other, and they all feel very cohesive. Also, a lot of the regulations or the rules that we had to follow were different exposures, coastal, inner valley, that kind of thing, and also budget. So we had to take that into consideration. I did a lot of plant material that is easily exchangeable as long as it has the same structure and growth pattern. They can switch them out as needed to make them easily implementable. So I had a lot of fun doing them. I actually got to go and implement my designs on a few, Fernando, if you can leave it there, on a few of the actual medians that are going to be implemented. That being one of them on Occidental Boulevard. I know that they're not supposed to walk on them, but it's frowned upon, but they do. On this particular street, there was people walking their dogs in the middle of the medians, and they were using them as like a hangout place. So I really took that into consideration for this one particular set of medians. Each median had its own positives and negatives, and so I had to adjust for each situation, but this being one of my favorites because I can actually see them using the space, even though they're not really supposed to, but, and that's what they look like in 3D, what they would look like. So, thank you so much for choosing my designs, and I have to thank my teachers at Mount Sac because they were a huge help to me. I was able to ask them questions and get their advice, and they were instrumental to my winning of this competition. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And, colleagues, I would like to take a picture, if you would indulge really quickly. But I just want to say that, this is just one of the examples of the opportunity that we have and the roles that we've been given to help make sure that we are a much more responsive government and avail more opportunities to actually tear down the barriers that we've currently had in terms of making sure that we have an even exchange with our communities to be partners in helping to resolve a lot of these challenges. So thank you so much for your indulgence, and we'll go ahead and take a picture.
Oh, 1 second. Commissioner Davis? Your light's on, sir.
Commissioner Rodriguez, I want to thank you for your leadership, and I want to say that this project is exactly what we should be doing in government and what we should be doing at all levels of government. I think we've really laid out the framework for developing an opportunity for the next generation of leaders in architecture and engineering to be a part of helping to improve the quality of life in our city. When I look at the project that we have done here, and particularly the medians and the various ideas that you have given us, so that our neighborhood associations can already choose, kind of like what we do when we go to a car lot. The cars have already been made up for us. You either want a black Mercedes or you want a green one. And the various options are already there. And so it really does take a great burden from our neighborhood associations. Many of us work. So when we come to our neighborhood associations and we have some options, that really does help to improve our quality of life. We can see what we'd like our neighborhood to look like in terms of the medians. And so I'm really excited, most of all, that we're using our higher education institutions, and I'm really thrilled that it has some gender equity, and it looks like the women know best what we need to have in our mediums in this neighborhood. So fellows, I want you guys to be a little bit more assertive in terms of your great ideas, but I'm really thrilled at what we're doing here in the city, and Commissioner Rodriguez, as always, this is what we should be doing, and I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. Commissioner Rodriguez, congratulations again on your continued leadership. This is about an innovation at work, and to see the engagement of our creative, our academic sector in participating and co-creating the vision of our city to follow our mayor's vision of a more livable and sustainable city is incredible. So I want to congratulate you and congratulate the winners. I see that go Bruins. This Jacqueline Ford, I saw that JFD, and so no doubt that you're going to have a design studio, so you should also enroll into our Small Business Academy so we can help you continue to grow. But thank you for your designs and helping our city be more beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And I'll just close by appreciating the collaboration. You heard Commissioner Rodriguez talk about everyone that's part of a team to get something like this to happen. It takes quite a team, and thank you to the folks at the Innovation Fund, Commissioner Rodriguez, for our bureaus and Paul Roch at the Office of Community Beautification. And as my colleagues know, there's nothing like a good, healthy competition to bring out the best in the community, and we certainly got it here. So thank you all very much. We will take just a moment for some brief pictures, and we'll be back on our agenda.
Okay. Someone's business.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Going back on our agenda. Agenda item number 10, continued from January 29, 2016, Council District 14. Board considering the relocation assistance appeal from the Bellcraft office furniture related to the 6th Street Viaduct Seismic Improvement Project. Mr. Jimenez, both parties request a 30-day continuance on this item?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, then we'll continue this item 30 days. Mr. Campos, what's the date available, hearing date 30 days out?
That would be Monday, May 2nd.
Monday, May 2nd?
It's
Is
about
that okay
32 days, calendar days.
Monday, May 2nd. Is that okay with you, Udi?
Actually, the 4th. I think we have something going on the 2nd.
Okay, Wednesday, May 4th?
Yes.
Wednesday, May 4th?
Yes.
Wednesday, May 4th, and we'll calendar it for Wednesday, May 4th.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thank you to the other party as well. Agenda item number 12, we have an oral report regarding the status of parallel development process at various city departments. And I understand that our Fire Marshal, John Vidovich, is here. There he is. I'm sorry?
I believe Commissioner Jacinto would like to make some
Oh,
opening
okay.
remarks.
Commissioner Jacinto on number 12.
Thank you, President James. And colleagues, one of our board level work revolves around the development and reform process, and really in support of our mayor's vision for a prosperous city, a livable, sustainable city, so that the development process, especially for private developments, for major developments, is a very important part of our economic landscape. And I'm pleased and thankful for so many of our Board of Public Works, our Department of Public Works leadership here, and to welcome other city departments here. And we have really the leadership and the facilitation of our General Manager from Building and Safety, Raymond Chan, to bring us all together to present this presentation that really provides our Public Works Department the opportunity to participate in that, and been able to sit in meetings with our Mayor's office. And Kevin, thank you for being here as well, again, in support of our city's progress forward. So I'm pleased to have this presentation, and thank you all for attending.
And so our presenters from the various departments, Chief Vidovich and Mr. Chan, welcome. In whichever order you would prefer.
I'm sorry, I missed that question you just
asked. I said in whichever order you would prefer.
Well, we're going to do it like this. We're going to have a joint presentation, so it'll be just back and forth, okay? First of all, good morning, Commissioners. My name is Raymond Chan. I'm the General Manager of the Department of Building and Safety. On behalf of the Department of Water and Power, Fire Department, and also Building and Safety, I want to thank you for the opportunity for us to talk about the partnership of the three departments and how this partnership has made some positive impact on the current development cycle. If I could just, first of all, get my clicker that I left it on my, thank you very much. Thank you, Marvin.
It has arrived.
Yes, right. So I would like to start this presentation by talking about the current development status using two graphs. The first one, if you can take a look at that, this is the 20-year graphs that illustrate the number of housing units that we permitted every year. At the peak of the last development cycle around 2005, that's when we issue approximately 15,000 units that 1 year. Then it dropped all the way down to 3,600 units. And now the curve is climbing up, and this year we're going to hit 15,500 units. We believe that This year certainly has exceeded the mayor's expectation of each year to do 12,500 units to make up the 100,000 units during his term. The second graph that I'd like to present is the construction valuation. Again, at the peak of the last development cycle, the highest construction valuation of 1 year was $5.3 billion. And this last year, we hit $6.8 billion. And this year, we will hit $7 billion. So on the surface, things are going very well. But I can tell you, and I'm going to illustrate to you later on, that we are certainly approaching the peak of the development cycle. As you know, development cycle is like roller coaster. It goes up, it'll come down. And we want to try to delay the coming down as much as can be by extending and expanding the development cycle. Now, how do we do that? The only way we could do it is we could attract more projects to invest in the city of Los Angeles instead of Santa Monica, Burbank, San Diego, San Francisco, New York, Australia, Sydney, or London. We want them to come to LA. How? We have to really help them to build not just safe, but at the same time fast, so that they could have a fast return in their investment. The two things that we have been doing to do this. Number one is we have to establish partnerships with different city departments so we can all move along together to enhance and also to accelerate our development process. Another thing that we have been doing is to establish programs, not just to provide better customer service, but number one, programs to expedite the process. Number two, programs to hold the hands of our customers because things are getting so complicated. So what I would like to is first I'm going to introduce our partners, okay, and that is the Fire Marshal John Vidovich, and also the Power Engineering Chief from Water and Power, Mr. Marvin Moon, to talk about the partnerships that we have established among the three departments, building safety, fire, and water and power.
Thank you, Ray. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is John Vidovich. I'm the Fire Marshal for the City of Los Angeles. President James, thank you for the invitation. As Mr. Chan indicated, the key to development services reform once the report came out was identifying where we had some redundancies and where we can improve service. The fire department was an integral part of the development process. And once my boss, Chief Terrazas, was appointed by Mayor Garcetti, the first meeting he took was with Mr. Ray Chan and said, I've got this 500-page report. How do we get to yes here? And with that, we said, one of the keys is ensuring that the Department of Building and Safety and Fire Department are in sync. The Development Services Reform Report talked about improving service. We identified 16 enhancements that working together collaboratively, we can improve partnerships within the development cycle. We also recognize that one of the key stakeholders was the Department of Water and Power. When I was appointed fire marshal and I started meeting with the industry, and we called them listening tours, we listened to our accolades and we listened to the complaints. And one of the things we heard is a building looks like it's finished, ready to occupy. However, the fire department is not allowing us to move in. The fire department is the last piece of that puzzle in regards to testing the life safety systems. Our partners in the Department of Water and Power are key. If power is not released in a timely manner, it delays that final test of life safety. I met Mr. Marvin Moon, and we started collaborating, and we together partnered with the Department of Building and Safety for that relationship. Chief Terrazas was appointed in August of 2014 by Mayor Garcetti. Within 2 months, you can see the partnership agreement executed by Mr. Chan and Chief Terrazas of 16 enhancements. To date, we've accomplished 12 of those enhancements, and some already have received the Mayor's Civic Innovation Award for improving the development cycle. Part of this presentation today, obviously, is to ensure that our partners in the Department of Public Works come to the party. The partnership enhancements that we are very proud of is inspection case management, and we'll talk about that later in the presentation, our expanded preliminary plan review, our development case management expansion, online permits for solar, again, which was a partnership with LADBS and DWP, the parallel development process, our performance metrics, which is key. As we know, we're a data-driven city. Every month, Building and Safety code calls 200 customers and asks about service. They service how the fire department is doing, and I'm proud to say that we're at 65% excellent. Only 2% view us as a poor performer, which is a huge turn on the way things used to be a few years ago. And part and parcel, I think, increasing our staffing where needed after the economic downturn helped with that improvement in turnaround time. We established a customer code of conduct that is posted in all our work locations, and we trained not only our managers but our inspectors to abide by this customer code of conduct. The other thing we're real proud of is what we called Getting to Yes training. When I was appointed fire marshal, a key developer in the city of Los Angeles requested a meeting with myself and said, Chief, the fire department has a reputation of starting with no. And I wasn't naive to that. I had heard that. And our goal is, how do we get to yes? There's several ways to solve problems here within the city of Los Angeles. Getting to yes training accomplished that. With that, I'll turn over the next portion of the presentation to Mr. Marvin Moon.
Thank you, Chief. I'm Marvin Moon, Director of Power of Engineering for Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. It's indeed a privilege to be with you today. Just like the fire department and building and safety, we saw a need to partner together, to work together to get customers hooked up quicker. And it was exactly a year ago today that we signed on to our partnership agreement. And it had 12 key initiatives, and I'm very proud to say that we're on the home stretch to wrapping those up, then we'll gather another set of initiatives. Our initiative centered around helping customers both on the front end of their job and also during the job so that they're not lost in the process and they're helped through the construction phase. They know exactly what to do when, and also to improve communications. That's so critical, and includes a focus group with the development industry to address their concerns. We also had specific initiatives centered around solar installations, which were an issue at the time, and installation of electric vehicle chargers, which is a brand new thing, as well as the installation of transformers and conduit and cable on customers' property to make it as expeditious as possible. So with that, I'll talk about those in a few minutes. I'm going to turn it back over to Ray and to continue.
Hello, and again, my name is Frank Bush. I'm the Executive Officer with the Department of Building and Safety, and I thank you for this opportunity this morning. You know, the partnerships have been integral in having the cycle, expediting the cycle and the permit issuance and the construction projects. And another thing that we have is we're working on a PDP, it's parallel design process. It's expeditious and hand-holding projects that we're going to talk a little bit about right now. Traditionally, when someone wants to get a permit to build a project, everything has been done in series. You have to design it, then you have to go through the permitting process, and then you go through the construction process. So this PDP program is allowing things to be done in phases. So as we could get with a conceptual design, you can start with that. You can start the detailed engineering and start looking at getting planning clearances as that's moving along there. Then in the permitting phase, we can issue the permits in phases. So instead of getting everything all designed and planned out and then issuing a permit, we can start working on get projects moving as we issue the permits in phases. So again, it's design, permitting, and construction all done in parallel, all at the same time rather than, one right after the other. And next, I'd like to ask the fire marshal to come back up.
One of the keys to development services reform was to ensure that we have identified the appropriate staff to navigate the projects through the city web. As we know, the city is very complex, and you can get mirrored or bogged down in one department. The goal is a collaborative effort at the one-stop center to ensure that face-to-face dialogue occurs when something occurs. This process has overseen 200 major projects. Some of the key projects there, the Broad, the Ace Hotel, Oceanwide Plaza, etc. And as you see, the department's logos there who participate in case management on a weekly basis is significant. The other component that has been adopted is a plan check case management. What the fire department did was, I was hearing that the fire department was inconsistent in coming to case management meetings. What does that mean? That means building and safety had a case management meeting, fire department was absent. So in essence, the customer had to reschedule a one-on-one meeting with the fire department. That no longer exists. We have a dedicated case manager both in Metro and part-time in the Valley to come to these meetings, and that person serves as your advisor from the beginning of a project to an end. So rather than you having to call up and talk to John today, Ray tomorrow, for these key projects, we identify your go-to person. This person works what we call our guardian angel. One of the conflicts we had in the fire department was our field inspector would go out and conduct a life safety test, and there would be a conflict on the approved set of plans versus what he or she saw in the field. That inspector, in the old days, made the changes, could cost several $1,000s and so forth. It's not that he was wrong or the plan checker was wrong. What we did is we put a stopgap measure that the senior inspector and the plan check supervisor, before any changes are made in the field, we have a dialogue and we try to come up with a solution. You know, when you're checking a set of plans, it's a piece of paper, and then in the field it could look different. But rather than initiating those changes in the field, we ensure that dialogue occurs. I had a development services meeting yesterday. This issue came up, and we reinstated this as our policy. I believe the next slide is Mr. Frank Bush.
And we'd like to mention too, the inspection case management that was just spoken about is receiving the Mayor's Innovation Award tomorrow. So we're happy about that, the team in there. So we're talking about the two expeditious processes and the special assistance programs. And as we saw before, we can get the conceptual drawings and get these things going in parallel to get the projects moving a little bit. I just want to give you some examples. We have some projects where we have conceptual plans to submittal of construction to get them started in 3-month periods so they can get something going in here. I want to show you a few pictures here. A Metropolis here, this photo was taken in October 2015, and you can see the project moving up in the air there, quite a bit of progress on there. The final permit was issued in October of 2015. So as these were done in phases, they were able to do shoring, they were able to do foundation, and as they're moving along and working with the design team, working with their plan check and everybody that's involved in the inspection process. So you can see, rather than getting that permit issued in October and starting the project now, they were quite a ways along in the project in there. So it's really exciting. There's another example. This photo again was taken in October of 2015. The permit was issued, the final permit was issued, just a month prior to that. But again, there are no shortcuts. There are no work being done that, they're not leaving anything out. We're keeping an eye on this. It's all being done safe per the plans, per the engineering speculation. It's just this, by them being able to parallel and issuing these things in phases, we're able to expedite the project. Alameda Square is another one. This photo was taken in October of 2015. The permit was issued in February of 2015. The project, again, this expedited that. This project here is still in process, but here they were able to get started on, we see the shoring, excavation going, working on that. And the final permit on this is supposed to be issued in sometime in July of 2016. But it definitely has, these programs and these partnerships have definitely helped in here. So next, I'd like to have the fire marshal come back up.
One of the most significant changes in the development services reform was the fire department's willingness to look into our helipad requirement on high-rise buildings. It had been discussed for several years, and the fire department had been adamant that we need a helipad in the event of a fire to rescue occupants off that high-rise building. The unfortunate tragedy of 9/11 obviously opened up a lot of discussion on construction, design, and fire life safety features. That report indicated that most people do not evacuate up, they evacuate down. Here in the city of Los Angeles, we train every high-rise building every 3 years to evacuate, and we train people to evacuate down. So with the new code enhancements and new buildings, we now have high-rise buildings. We have 10 that have come through plan check with a new design, and the design is not a flat roof. We're changing the architecture of the skyline without compromising public or firefighter safety.
That was met with great fanfare, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That enhancement provides a fighter dedicated elevator from the ground floor all the way to the top, a third stairwell, video cameras within all the vestibules and the fire control room, where historically we would climb those steps blind, not knowing we have a red button that says something's in trouble. Now we're going to have a visual to see, do we have smoke or not? And we have quick response sprinklers in these buildings. So these new buildings are being built to the top efficiency of firefighter safety and public safety. The other key improvement we did as we started our partnership with Building and Safety is looking at redundancy. And we had approximately 1,500 customers that were required to come to the fire department counter for a clearance for a tenant improvement. And what that means in the high-rise community, if you were changing your carpet and painting your walls, you needed a fire department clearance. We thought that was a bit silly, and that was a waste of a customer's time. If you're touching the life safety systems, if you're moving an exit sign or a sprinkler or a strobe light, you're required still to come to the fire department. But for paint and carpet, you no longer come. It's been, again, 1,500 trips saved for the public a year. Additionally, we recognize that during the economic downturn, our staff was cut. With the support of the mayor, the fire commission, the council, we were able to receive additional staffing to expand our counter services. West LA had been closed for 5 years. We were able to open up West LA again. And we're seeing, as a data-driven city, that our counter wait times are down 29% from where they were 3 years ago. That's a significant time for our customers not have to wait at the public counter. The other thing we expanded was our preliminary review services at Metro Van Nuys and West LA. One of the things I'm most excited about is technology. When I took over the Fire Prevention Bureau, technology was lacking. It's still lacking, but we're getting better. One of the things we were able to do is, with our partnership with Ray, we piggybacked on his vendor to expand a system for our fire development services. It's known as our fire inspection management system. Everything's online. Our customers have the ability to request an inspection online. It's eliminated 40 to 50 phone calls a day where our clerical staff would answer the phone and enter that inspection request into the system. The customer requests that manually, and once the inspection is scheduled, they receive an auto-reply email that the fire inspector will be there between 10 and 12. We're getting a lot of positive feedback for that enhancement to customer service. The other piece of this is revenue. It ensures that we are capturing additional revenue that on a paper-based system, sometimes from Fig Plaza to City Hall in a gray envelope, things would get lost. We're projecting conservatively this year to increase our revenue by $1 million by this online enhancement system. So it's paid for itself in essence in the first year. And now we have Marvin again.
Thank you, Chief. As Ray mentioned, building is off the hook, and keeping up with it was a real challenge for us. And so what we've done is we had to get more hands on the ground working with people. So we hired 27 additional people to help out customers, both on engineering and our field reps, getting these services installed. And our involvement with development city case management, we wanted to work with, we were participating in all the meetings regarding answering customers' questions on how does this lot look? Questions about this service. Where's the power coming from? Because you can't tell just by looking at a lot where the power is going to come from or even what kind of costs are involved or to build it. And also, where are they going to put all the equipment? Then on the back end, we were encouraging customers to meet with us on pre-construction meetings where they can meet their inspector and they can know the different phases that they have to work with going back and forth. That goes a long way as well, because we have to do the on-site improvements as well as the off-site. The whole point on this is that we want to make it a smooth and seamless process and not have any downtime as well. We also hired 10 additional people on top of the 27 to open up a new group that's going to be working with customers that have broken services or cut flat services. That means there's no meter involved because it might be damaged, and we have to do a little hand-holding for customers for that as well. In late October, we launched a new service called Concierge Service. And this is currently for our smaller jobs. When someone introduces a plan to us, we send an automated email introduction to someone that can help them through the process in case they have any questions along the way. We opened up a call center, it's called the Connection Center, that people can call during business hours to get answers. They also have enough horsepower to get something done if they find a problem that needs help. We instituted online tools such as our 24/7 project status tool, so people can look and see how their job is doing and what's required, who to contact. We also have a couple other tools. One is called Find the Right Person. So you just put your name and number into the online tool, and it'll tell you exactly all the people involved with your project to help your questions, as well as an automated meter spot request, which accounts for thousands of installations per year if you're upgrading your service. We launched this, and currently it's handling 2/3 of our jobs, our small jobs, and we're working on expanding that for the larger jobs. And again, the bottom line is avoid surprises. Let me just illustrate one initiative that we did that really goes a long way to illustrate how important this partnering is, and that's with regards to our solar process. And we were having a terrible time getting customers hooked up with solar installations, and so partnering with LADBS, we worked on a new automated release system where it communicates to us that these customers are ready for their new services, and that's working amazingly well. It's working great. And we also instituted 2 new ways that customers can get their service hooked up. One's called a fast track method. This is for basically solar systems under 10 kW. And we also have the standard method, and that's where if you have a service upgrade involved, it's a little more involved because it's just like upgrading that service on your house. The whole point was to improve communication and coordination. 95% of these solar installations are done, permits are pulled online through the building safety, and we also have an online application process as well. And this just illustrates, last year we had about 100 jobs a week come through under the solar program. Things took off. We launched the program on December 4th, and it just shot up to 400 in a week, and we've been averaging 200 a week ever since then, so that the output, the volume is double what it was before last year. Additionally, with our new process, the time it takes to receive an application and review it, with the fast track method, it used to take weeks to do that. Now we're down to 3 days on average, 3 working days. And with the standard method, as you can see on this graph, it's gone down. It used to take months to do this, do the total evaluation. Now to get the evaluations done as little as an average of 5 days, which is incredible. On the back end, when we want to hook customers up and they're all ready for that meter and get the installation, it used to take months to get that finalized out because it was involved with the rebate process. We separated the rebate process from the installation process. Now we've got it down to an average of 11 days to final out that project. It's about a 5-fold increase in productivity. The bottom line is we want to make things quick and easy for the customers. Lastly, our customer opportunities. We have so many ways that customers can save money. For example, a few weeks ago, our Board of Commissioners approved a new electric vehicle charger rebate program to help people install chargers, commercial and residential chargers in their businesses. We've done this for a number of years, but this rebate program is $21.5 million for the next 2.5 years, and we're giving up to $4,000 per charger, which is incredible because we want to push this technology. Additionally, we have 21 programs for energy efficiency. We have a lot of water conservation programs, knowing that water droughts, the drought is a big deal. And also, we still have solar incentives for customers. We've launched our feed-in tariff solar program. These are solar systems where they sell directly to us instead of behind the meter. And very soon we'll be launching a new solar program called Community Solar. 51% of the people in LA live in multifamily dwellings and can't put solar on their building. And commercial buildings have a problem too. This allows those customers to buy into big solar plants and have it almost like a virtual plant on their roof. They get the same benefits as if it was on their roof. And we're excited about that program as well. With that, I'm going to pass it on to Ray.
Thank you, Marvin. So, a little bit earlier, I mentioned that the development cycle on the surface looked pretty good. The reality is we are reaching the peak. And there are many different indicators to measure the development cycle. Number of units, construction valuation, number of permits, and all these stuff. But the one indicator that would be the most accurate to measure the rise and fall of development cycle would be the plan check revenue that we collect. Now, by doing all this stuff with partnership with fire department and also with water and power, along with all this hand holding and also special assistance program, actually we have changed the cycle. If you can look at the graph, do you know what? Our plan check revenue hit the peak, not this year, not last year. Actually, was the year before. It was fiscal year 13-14 that we hit the peak of $71.4 million. Then, okay, it dropped down 12% to only $62.8 million. We were very nervous because this is an indication of starting the fall of the development cycle. So we put together all this program knowing that it's going to slow down. We went out there to actually proactively recruit business to come back to LA. We outreach to more than 15,000 people, more than 60 associations to sell all these programs. Now, I'll give you an example. By doing that, we can attract new projects to come in. But that's not enough. We have to deliver what we promise. And by doing that, we'll be able to turn the new business into repeated business. There was one project that was mentioned by Mr. Bush, and that is the Alameda Square. They are from New York. They purchased 9 pieces of property for $355 million here about a year and a half ago. They came to us only about a year ago, and within months they could start construction. So a year before, March of 2015, after they start construction, and after they put the permits 2 months after they submit the plans, he came to be the CEO and said, "Ray, this is fantastic. I just want to come here to say thank you to you because this is so quick. We could do it here. You know what? Our board just decided that we are going to invest another $1 billion in LA." Now, I thought he was kidding, right? I mean, who could really trust a New Yorker, right? That's from New York. But then 6 months afterward, he came to see me and he said, "Ray, we just purchased another 11 pieces of properties of $1 billion. And this is how we get repeated business and how we can attract projects to come to invest in LA instead of any other places." So with all that said, you can see that by the end of June, this fiscal year, our plan check revenue, the first time ever in history, bounced back up from $62.8 million to $75+ million. So we are very proud about it, and we are absolutely altering the development cycle, as you can see right here. It is fantastic. If you imagine the partnership of 3 departments, water and power, fire, and building safety, can create such an impact to the development cycle and help the industry to build not just safe, but also fast. You can imagine that we could do better, and we need more partnership to do that. So if you look at the graph right now, this is what we have, the 3 partnerships. We are already in the process of creating a partnership with planning, with the new director, Mr. Vince Bertoni, and also with DOT, with Salida Reynolds, okay? We're putting that together. We just want to say that there are altogether 10 departments that regulate or provide development service in the city for projects, and 5 of them belongs to Public Works Commission. I just want to say that if we could have all partnerships, that we really follow the mayor's back to basic initiative, that number 5 is the partnership to build. I think if we have internal partnerships within the city, and we could create external partnership with our customer, then we literally are building LA together. So this ends our presentation. I would like to call Mr. They're all here already. You guys walk very light. I just want to thank Mr. Marvin Moon from Water and Power, Fire Marshal Vidovich, Executive Officer Frank Bush, to put this partnership together. But before we end, I would like to ask, this whole partnership thing was fully supported by Mayor Garcetti, along with my Deputy Mayor, Kelly Bernard, from the Mayor's Office of Economic Development, and her representative, Mr. Kevin Keller, would like to say a few words. Okay, but you go ahead.
Can I say one quick thing first? I just wanted to mention that we have been working on an item with Bureau of Engineering, with Gary Lee Moore and Ted Allen, to reduce some shoring permitting process on there. So we've been already starting to work on there a little bit. I just wanted to mention that to you.
Understood. As we've been in a number of, where did Ray go? Oh, there he is. Hi, Ray. In Ray's conversations with the community that you've had as well. But Kevin, go ahead, and then I know that I've got 2 bureau directors and an assistant director here.
Kevin Keller, Mayor's Office, Economic Development. I don't have a lot to add. You can see our departments are really doing our work for us. Just wanted to really applaud the work of all the public works bureaus as well. The development services really goes beyond our building and safety and planning department, and we've had incredible collaborative responses from all of your staff and leadership. I think as we really seek to kind of make this a little more permanent, we are doing these partnership agreements. They're collaborative. It's exactly the way Mayor Garcetti wants to see our departments work together. So I just really wanted to endorse our support and thank the commissioners for your support as well. And just really, really proud of our departments. We look forward to working with the bureaus as well. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. I've got Gary Lee Moore and John Raymer and Ron Lorenzen. 3 of our 5 bureaus. Come on up. I lost Adele, but go ahead, Gary.
I think he had to leave, but okay. Definitely another partner, along with street lighting, of course. Yes. All 5 bureaus. Good morning, first of all, Gary Lee Moore, City Engineer. I think the Department of Public Works has been a model for the whole city. We've had this collaborative partnership because of the way we're structured. So I think it's a real model how the 5 bureaus work together under your leadership, and I applaud you for always imploring, and I know we definitely cherish that partnership that we have within our own department here. Specifically, B permits. You hear that term a lot when you come to public works. Developers definitely, as Ray and the team there, as Chief Vidovich and Marvin Moon so well described the building process. But now we get to the public improvement portion. Sometimes there's a few developers, not very many, but they're not very excited always about doing those. But we are excited about it, and your bureaus are excited about giving you those investments. I think in the past year, and I want to definitely acknowledge Ted Allen, our Deputy City Engineer who leads that, is on vacation this week, but we're definitely represented with our Valley District Engineer, Matty Lawn, and Shaheen Badin, our Central District Engineer. Last year, the public improvements that this department put into the city were over $68 million. And this is sidewalks, sewers, storm drains, street lights, and it's a real investment into the community. In B permits, we've really been working with industry also, because we want to hear what they have to say. And it's been a wonderful partnership with them, and we really cherish their input. And we've led them behind the curtain. And one of the things, just in engineering, that we're very pleased with is we have an executive dashboard, a real-time dashboard. I believe we're the only department that has this as of right now that can tell you instantaneous what's our permit status at any point. And it's been very well received in sharing it with industry. We're planning on doing something that we'll actually share with the public. The internal one, we can see all the names of all the employees. We'll do something that doesn't show all the employees, but it will be able to give a real-time status. One of the other things that I really want to applaud Mayor Garcetti and the entire council, and I appreciate Kevin being here from the mayor's offices, they gave us extra staff this year. And in order, you know, sometimes it's a product, you have great people, but sometimes you, like Ray so well showed you, there was an increase in activities. B permits are usually at the end of the process. It's at the last moment and they want to get their permits. And we've been able to shorten the first-time reviews from a high of a couple years ago, over 60 days. This year we started out at 45 and now we're hitting over 90% at 30 days first turnaround. Tremendous. I want to thank the staff, and because you're taking people that have limited experience and so forth. So I just want to really applaud the meetings we're having with industry, letting them in. We're doing process improvement after process improvement. And, you know, on big projects, we do the parallel plan check process also, so that we can get developers their certificates of occupancies in sections and in process. So we embrace that also. So I'll turn it over to the Inspector of Public Works, Mr. John Reamer.
Mr. Reamer.
Good. Still morning, isn't it?
I'll tell you in a moment. Yes.
All right.
It's 11:29.
Good morning. I'll keep it short. John Reamer, Inspector of Public Works. Thank you for convening this and allowing us to hear the presentation. You are very well aware of the fact that in Public Works, partnering is a word that we take very seriously. And the invitation and the opportunity to partner with anyone, we certainly welcome. I would agree with the City Engineer Gary Moore that it is a way of life in our Department of Public Works with the 5 bureaus. We're hand in glove. We cannot do this without one another. And hearing from DWP and Fire Department and most certainly Building and Safety with respect to all of us coming together, we welcome that. The work is there. And the mayor has done a fantastic job in making sure that we all do this as one band, one sound. For this upcoming year in our bureau, we coined the phrase, make lives better as we make things better. Because what we recognize is that work in the public right-of-way is a little different. That work on private property, it is very important. It has its value. We want investors and developers to come here. As you start to, however, encroach out into the public right-of-way, now it impacts many people. We are responding to over 90 requests for inspections a day, and our commitment is to respond within a day. And that is a daunting task, but we want to make sure that we run as fast as we need to with the developers so as to not be the reason why something gets slowed down. Partnering is key. We have to continue to do that, and we welcome the invitation to expand and make sure that we're doing everything that is needed to impress upon and communicate from beginning to end, not just the work on the private property, but also as you move into the public right-of-way, because people that come from all over will be impacted by that, and we want to minimize that impact. So I think this is great. It's something that we've been doing, but to formalize it and make it better, we welcome it, and we're grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Reamer. Mr. Lorenzen, sir.
I'd just like to echo what Mr. Reamer and what Gary has spoken about today about collaboration between all of us here at the department. I think this department, first of all, is a great place to work, and I know that we all collaborate very well together. And I would like to, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up one of the issues that we're still struggling with, not only here, but with the entire development world here. And that is one of the most emotional issues when it comes to development, particularly in the public right-of-way, and that is trees.
You told me that on my first day of work, Mr. Lorenzen.
I mean, I hate to have to stand up here, and I've actually been working with with Ray and with the Department of Building and Safety for many, many, many years on the original one-stop idea and then the Build LA idea and now the Build Better LA, that we would be forming these partnerships and collaborate together to be able to better the ability of developers in this city to be able to get their projects from beginning to end. And I know, and I hate to be the person that brings this up, but people are look to me about the trees, and I know that we have a long ways to go. And that one of the things I'd like to do before I leave the city is to somehow see that we can make the changes from the planning department and building safety all the way down to the Department of Public Works and this board that can allow us to better address the needs and the wants of the development community. And again, like John has said, the Bureau of Street Services is largely a maintenance organization, and we are not looked at as a group that works too much with the development, but the Urban Forestry Division in particular does have a tremendous amount of influence in a project's completion, especially as completing and getting the C of O and completing all of those things that have to be done. So I just want to be here to tell you that the Bureau of Street Services is committed to making that happen, that I personally would like to see this happen before I leave the city, which is not that far in the future, but
very long time from now.
I want to see this happening. I have made this one of the goals of my life, to see that somehow we can reconcile the differences and the challenges we have in between the different departments, and also with the community, because this is a very emotional situation, a very emotional challenge that we have here with the trees. So I will end on that comment and just would like to say I just thank you for the opportunity to be involved with a great project that the mayor has put forth here, that the city can finally get into the 21st century with the development community.
Thank you. Before we go to my colleagues, we have 4 speaker cards that I would like to hear from and comment on this, if our crew could stay as well. Christopher Pack. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Commissioner, Mr. President. Christopher Pack. I've been an architect and a developer in Los Angeles for 30 years. First of all, I want to thank you for taking this time to listen to the presentation and to the public. In my experience, obviously, and also sitting on 5 different commissions for the City of LA, it's great to see that we're all working together as one big family. And I think that was the goal of the mayor, and the leadership that he's provided so far has given us this opportunity to look at different departments working together. You know, sometimes you could learn from a student. I think the student from Mount Sac put it very simply. It looks very easy, but it's very hard. And we all realize that, but it really can get development process going in a more smoother manner if the departments don't work together. And the experience that I've had so far with the partnership that Building and Safety has with Fire and DWP, we've seen a vast improvement in just expediting our process, not only in the permitting, but certainly during the construction. The other thing also, I think, is consolidating the fees. I know the Bureau Public Works has a lot of fees that we pay from different bureaus and whatnot. Maybe there's a system in which we can consolidate it into a simpler form. So, you know, what we're looking for is really predictability, a certainty in the development community. Sometimes it's not the cost, but it's really what is it, and there's a certainty in us moving forward so that we can budget it. And so, first of all, really, I thank you for your cooperation and really working with the different departments, and I look forward to making the City of LA better in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pack. I'm going to try this. Yeah, Appy, it's easier if I just say Appy. Arpy, I'm sorry. Arpy, oh, hi. Hatsakyari?
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us. My name is Arpi Hatsikian, and I'm with Gensler Architects. I'm a principal there, and we've been in the City of LA the past 4.5 years. We moved from Santa Monica 4.5 years ago. And our business has grown from 200 people to 600 people in the last 4.5 years. So as architects, we see projects from inception through construction until our clients move in. So when a developer comes to us and says, I have $1 billion to invest in the city of Los Angeles, to build hotels and residential projects. Our job is to make sure that that happens. We've relied on Ray Chan, Chief Vidovich, Marvin Moon the past few years to make this happen. We applaud their commitment and their staff working so hard day and night. We started construction. The client, when she came to us in October, we signed our contract in October with her for Metropolis, that Frank Bush just explained. She said, I want to start digging in February 14th. That was 4 months. It's never been done before. So thank you for your time, and we hope other departments join this collaboration because it's absolutely critical. If LA wants to be on the cutting edge, we do need this kind of speed to market. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Arpi. Kimberlina Welton. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Kimberlina Wedham, and I have a development consulting company called Kimberlina Wedham and Associates. We help projects get through the city of Los Angeles, all of the wonderful departments that have been here speaking today, and we're very grateful for this partnership. And I want to also thank Public Works because they've stepped into that fold, and we've been working really closely. We've seen some improvements with shoring and lateral support, reduction in time frame there, expanded A permits to reduce our time frame in the B permits, and really look forward to seeing Public Works become a greater partner with the departments overall with DWP, Building and Safety. And I cannot wait to see some improvements on B permits. We're looking at a minimum of 1 year to get our projects through the B permit process. And one of the things that Mr. Pack said a minute ago is predictability. It's impossible to forecast how long it's going to take to get through the department. So getting to a point where we can say for sure, if we do A, B, and C, we can get through in 9 months would be a Christmas miracle. So thank you for your time. We look forward to seeing what you and your commissioners and your department can do to help speed things along. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Watt. Christine Rangel.
Good morning. My name is Christine Rangel. I'm with the Building Industry Association. I would like to first echo everything that has been said here and thank all of the departments and the City of LA for working so closely together and really making this a priority. Because when these key departments work together, it is really essential to bringing more units to market, and that's what we're seeing. We certainly applaud all of the efforts of DWP, Building and Safety, Fire Department, et cetera, Public Works, of course, for streamlining those processes within their respective agencies. And with these established working groups that we've been working on for about a year, we have seen several utilities, including LADWP, come together to really troubleshoot many of the issues that our builders have bringing their units to market. However, we do feel that there is still some room for improvement, and we're very glad to see today that we, continued steps forward. We need continued collaboration and enhanced dialogue. Often what we find is when we bring two departments together to talk about a common issue that our builders have, that sometimes the departments say, oh, great, and a light bulb goes off, suddenly they both find, oh, you can do that, oh, you can do that, oh, we can do that, oh, great, yeah, we can make this happen. And this is a problem that, would be holding up our, getting our permits for, 4 to 6 months. So that continued dialogue amongst all agencies is so very vital to bringing those units to market. And please also, remember that it is essential to making sure that those duplicative processes that exist are done away with sometimes you'll have the same process that the builder has to go through in one department and then in the other, which of course makes no sense. And I would like to also echo the sentiment of Ron Lorenzen. This is an issue that we continue to work through with street trees, and I believe that what we need to do at this point is have a dialogue with city planning. Again, another example of how those agencies working with city planning together can be so fruitful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Rangel. Commissioner Davis, your light's on.
I wanted to commend Building and Safety for their leadership and all of the departments, certainly our own bureaus of public works, in coming together with this collaboration. Collaboration is not new. It is done all over the world with governments, particularly when we have all had to work with dwindling budgets. And so collaborations are a way of life for government. And I'm so excited to know that through this collaboration, we're able to meet the demands of the back to basic principles that our mayor has led us through his leadership for this city. I am also optimistic that this challenge we have in development around how we deal with trees will be embraced as we come through this collaboration and have Bureau of Street Services, who is the overseer of our urban tree landscape, as a part of our collaboration. Only through this collaboration will we come up with a resolution for our building community. And I want to say that the core value of what we do here in Public Works is around development. It is the core value. Not only am I not surprised that everyone is pleased about this collaboration, I know that it is the right thing to do. And so I'm excited, and I commend you for getting to yes. And as Jim Collins says, by your getting to yes, it's going to make the city of Los Angeles go from good to great. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. You know, I worked really hard a moment ago to put the speakers in the order in which I received the cards, and in all of that work, I missed the one that I clearly received first because it was tucked under the presentation, actually. Greg Sun, sorry about that. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. Because my name is Greg Sun. I'm the general manager of the Hazen's Group. Some may know, the Hazen Group is from the Shenzhen, China. We have been here for 3 years, and we have 4 projects, in Los Angeles. And why make us, invest? Because the total investment will over the $1 billion. And why we come here? Because we see the vision, the city's vision. And our first acquisition is the Sheraton LX, 802 room. So after acquisition, we do the renovation. And the renovation spent $35 million, almost finished. So during the renovation, we do have some issues. So the only person I know is the Ray Chen from the Building and Safety. So I reached out to him to ask, because we've been asked by the Star the Sheraton brand, we almost finished. They asked us, the small detector, the alarm need to connect to the front desk. So that means we need to read up all the wall, wiring. So that's not only delay, the construction and also, spend a lot of money. So the Ray helped me to reach out the fire marshal, John. So he said, let me call the John, So set up the meeting and we bring the issue and we propose if we can use the wireless. So with 1 day, the John didn't respond in that meeting, but he said, guarantee I'm going to check and come back with you. So with 1 day, he said, you can go with the wireless. So right now, we almost finished the Sheraton's renovation. So I invite all of you to our hotel, the Sheraton LX, to see how great the renovation. And also right now we have a project just in the downtown is the Lux Hotel side. We try to do the redevelop. So right now we are going through the entitlement. But if what the Ray bring out, the developed cycle, I have a little different opinion. Of course, the cycle will going up and going down. That's from my 30-something years experience. Actually, I'm from Vancouver. So around 12 years ago, I saw all my property in Vancouver. And, the Vancouver, the development cycle never going down for the last 16 years. Because they have the demand, that's what I see, the same as in the Los Angeles. And, the city's policy, the city's vision, of course, the service. So make that happen, So for the last 16 years, when the house, the price is up to 80%, so I sold all my property. Right now, with that, I sold the full house, cannot buy one back. So that's why I need to work hard right now.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I think that's a very good example, if the city family, can work together and make that as a one-step shop, and make that happen. It's not only create a job, and also, make the economy booming. That I will say the development cycle, if it possible, be a positive wheel, positive cycle. So I'm looking forward for that, and I think Los Angeles is an international city. I live in the downtown right now. I saw a lot of not only the people from the China, the investor. I saw a lot of national from the New York, from the Chicago, even from the Canada. So thank you. Have me here because I know one day I'm going to meet you. I need your help. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Commissioner Rodriguez?
Thank you. I know we're all celebrating the work of our staff today and from all the various departments, and I just want to say, Ray, thank you so much for your leadership, Chief. Everybody who's been involved in this process, in our bureaus in particular, and especially to my colleague, Commissioner Jacinto, for helping to lead the charge on the BOE side as well. Just from the moment you arrived, you just hit the ground running on this issue, which has been really great. Our added incentive as a city family to help make this work has a lot to do with what we've just experienced coming out of this economic downturn. We have a symbiotic relationship in our ability to provide strong city service, and that relates to the strength of our economy. This process has a very strong contributing factor to the strength of our economy, and so it really behooves us to not compromising any of the quality and safety of the projects that we're talking about, but finding the ways that we can accelerate these processes to help ensure the strength of our economy so that we can continue to provide the best in city services possible. We are all interconnected. And so I just want to thank you all for recognizing the connections and all of that, and for helping to break down a lot of the traditional barriers that we've had, and more importantly, really taking a second look at how we've always done things. It's very easy to kind of get into that mode of, well, we've always done it this way. And taking that second look, whether we're talking about the helipads or whether, in any other variety of areas that were indicated in this process that have been revisited, I think are a very good example of just taking this second look, the collaboration and the effort, taking the input from our external community partners, how valuable it is. And more importantly, I think to Chris's point, the predictability in budgeting is something that we could all speak to. We all want that, whether we're talking about management of our departments to externally what a lot of folks in the development communities and the business community are always looking to as well. And I'm just so thankful to see that we have such a great team in place amongst our city family to ensuring that we could help to better improve upon. We're never going to fix it completely in terms of the predictability, because there are so many factors, but the predictability in budgeting and timeline is so critically important to the success of everyone, and so I just want to thank you all for your collaboration in that area.
Thank you. Commissioner Repenning.
I just want to chime in and thank everyone who's been working on this. Thank you, Commissioner Jacinto, for organizing the presentation today. It's great to hear about all the progress that we've been making. I also want to thank Kevin from the Mayor's Office of Economic Development. I know you guys have been working on this very hard as well. You know, a lot of people have talked about the kind of magic that happens when we talk to ourselves inside the city. And personally, I just wanted to say that, you know, I think that we have big challenges around homelessness. You know, our Bureau of Sanitation actually expends not a small amount of resources dealing with homelessness. And, you know, for us, I mean, you know, one of the solutions to homelessness is actually to build more housing at all levels. And I know our mayor has made large commitments on adding numbers of units to our city's housing stock. And so to be able to expedite the construction of new housing is very important to solving one of the biggest crises that we face as a city right now. So I just want to thank the various departments that have already been working on this, and thank our Public Works leadership for coming in and supporting the work in any way that we can with our various permitting processes. So thank you.
Commissioner Jacinto?
Sure. Thank you, President James. You know, in the spirit of competitive collaboration, we wouldn't want the fire department and DWP to have all the fun. I want our Public Works department to join the fun, to be able to embrace and participate in the partnership agreements. So I look forward to working with all our different bureaus and thank the colleagues for their support for something that's good for our city, good for Los Angeles. And I appreciate everybody's presence, especially, again, our department staff and our leadership here today.
Thank you. And I'll close really with first thanking our Bureau reps that were here with the progress that's been made thus far that I've seen. It wasn't a month ago that Gary Lee Moore was in my office and we were looking at the progress that's been made. We could take a single project and look at the B permit process that's been made and the timing of that specific B permit online for folks to see. Technology's been a big part of what the city's been able to do. In the Garcetti administration, it helps have significantly having a technology mayor, whether we're talking about fixing potholes to improving our response time in dealing with B permits, and to move to Ray and Marvin and John Vidovich, who I work with in a number of different capacities. When I see such welcome faces, I know that this is headed in the right direction. Ray, I have to say thank you to you. From the time that you took me to lunch and we sat down and talked about what you have built and what you've envisioned here, my thank you is for the foundation that you've laid and that the three of you have presented here today. I see from the presentation that DOT and planning are on deck, and I noticed that Public Works had our own special color as well. So we look forward to the collaboration. As my colleague Commissioner Davis said a moment ago, it's been around for some time, but with new technology, there are new ways of collaborating, and this looks like a terrific way for us to go. So thank you all. The oral report will be received. Let's go. Let me kind of catch my bearings here on where we are on the agenda. We've done 1 through 6. Let's go to number 7, Bureau of Engineering, Council District 13, recommending that the board authorize the city engineer to issue a revision of task for solicitation number 01-075 to Pinnacle Environmental Technologies, increasing the budget authority from $230,000 to $620,000 for continued groundwater monitoring, remediation, and related services in connection with the Santa Monica street lighting yard. And by the way, do we have anybody here before we call up number 7? Do we have anybody here on the mediation, from the mediation week? Okay, go ahead, sir. Mr. Mulhern.
Good morning. I'm Mike Mulhern with the Geotechnical Engineering Group, Bureau of Engineering. The Santa Monica Street Lighting Yard is just a few miles west of downtown at Virgil and Santa Monica. Addition to the site a few years ago picked up an old gas station which had leaking underground tanks, so we have actually 2 gasoline plumes at the site. And as you've heard me over the last couple of years, we try to have a fairly conservative approach at first, which both saves money and it saves disruption at the site. So we've done natural attenuation through monitoring. However, this site is not responding as it should, plus there is a residential development nearby. So we thought this would be a good site this year to start a more aggressive remediation. So we are asking for additional $390,000 to add a few more wells to start this process, to have Pinnacle Environmental do a feasibility study as well as a remedial action plan. That has to be approved by the Regional Water Quality Control Board. We also have budgeted to start the unit and do 6 months of operation and starting the remediation process. And that'll take us probably into early to mid 2017.
Michael, if I remember from the board report, is it CAO requirement that requires you to come back on this each year?
Yes, if I need more money, I'd have to go back next year. I couldn't ask for 2 years at once.
Right,
but
okay.
Since we're getting a little late start this year, I put in extra money to at least, once we get the regional board permit, to start the process.
Okay. Any questions on number 7? Is there a motion on number 7 by Commissioner Rodriguez? I'll second it. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 7. Any problem sending number 7 forthwith? We'll send number 7 forthwith. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 8, Council District 11, Bureau of Engineering and Contract Administration requested contract award for Penmar Water Quality Improvement Project Phase 2, recommending that the board declare the first low bidder to be the lowest responsible bidder and award a contract in the amount of $3,037,000 to Green Building Corporation. Our presenter on number 8. I don't have your name here, I'm sorry. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Katie Doherty. I am the Bureau of Engineering Prop O project manager for this project. The Penmar Water Quality Improvement Project is located in the Venice neighborhood of Los Angeles. I'm just going to move this down a little bit. The project was split into 2 phases. So the first phase, the goal of the project was to assist the city in meeting the total maximum daily load, or TMDL, goals for the Santa Monica Bay. So the phase 1 constructed a diversion structure to divert stormwater into a very large underground tank underneath Penmar Park. And this phase 2 project will, instead of sending that water to Hyperion for treatment, we will be using the water and treating it on site and using it for irrigation at the park and golf course and the city of Santa Monica's Marine Park, which is just across the street. So I'm here today to request that we award the project to Green Building Corporation, who is the lowest responsive and responsible bidder.
Any questions on number 8? Commissioner Davis?
Catch up to speed. This is a locally funded project?
This is a Prop O project, yes.
Prop O.
Yes,
Right,
yes,
right.
city funded.
And I was trying to figure out what our inclusion reality is on this project. We have...
For local?
yes.
Let's see, that is...
We have an MBE, we have no WBE.
The low bidder, the contractor themselves are a local business, and then they have one sub, Lead Electric, that's also a local business.
And we do have 20% small business.
Small business. I know we have, yes, we do. Yeah, 22%.
Let's go.
Further questions on number 8?
That's it. That's it.
Commissioner Davis has made a motion on number 8. I'll second it. Any objection? Without objection, we can adopt agenda item number 8. Any problem sending it forthwith? We'll send number 8 forthwith. Thank you. Agenda item number 9, Office of Community Beautification. Recommending that the board authorize the Office of Community Beautification to execute a contract amendment with the Los Angeles Conservation Corps to allow the LA Department of Transportation to piggyback on the existing OCB contract and to increase the contract ceiling amount by $100,000. Mr. Roch, and you'll explain for the record what they're doing here on this contract.
Good
Go ahead,
morning,
sir.
or is it good afternoon? I'm not quite sure yet, but could be. Paul Roch, Director of the Office of Community Beautification. And we are here with a request for board approval to increase the ceiling amount of one of our contracts we have with the LA Conservation Corps at the request of the Department of Transportation. They would like to utilize the services of the LA Conservation Corps for the installation and maintenance of bicycle racks, bicycle corrals, parking meter, post bike racks on a citywide basis. And they would like to utilize the LA Conservation Corps to perform these services. No OCB or Public Works funds are utilized in this. We're simply requesting that the ceiling amount of our contract be increased so that Department of Transportation can piggyback on that contract and pay for LACC services. Los Angeles Conservation Corps will hire local youth and young adults to provide these services citywide.
Any questions for Mr. Roch on agenda item number 9? I don't have any questions. Commissioner Jacinto has made a motion on number 9, seconded by Commissioner Rodriguez. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 9. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any problem sitting it forthwith? Number 9 will go forthwith. Number 10, we've continued. 11, this won't take long. Oral report on status of consultant contracts from the Bureau of Engineering and Sanitation.
So we have Ms. Sherry Shiroki here from the Bureau of Sanitation and also Lawrence Quaresma from Bureau of Engineering.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir. We'll start with BOE, Sherry. Yours, one of them didn't have any, but go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon. Lawrence Quaresma, Bureau of Engineering. I'll be very brief. There are no personal services contracts that will be expiring within the next 120 days.
Sherry. What's new that was not already reported to us last month?
We have 7 contracts expiring within the next 120 days. 5 of them actually already heard in the last monthly report, so unless you have any objections, I'm just going to go over the 2 added ones. The first one, actually, they're both for the same project. Their contracts are with NASA Services and Universal Waste Systems. They both expired July 2nd, and they're for the multifamily residential recycling program. And the contract will be renewed. We'll be exercising a renewal option contained in the contract for 2 years.
Questions? Okay, the oral report will be received. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a second to my motion that we adopt the meeting minutes, approve the meeting minutes of the meeting of Friday, March 11, 2016, by Commissioners Repenning and Rodriguez? Those meeting minutes will be approved. I would like to do an adjourning motion, but I think we'll do it on Friday. Because I want everybody to know former City Councilman Bill Rosendahl passed away in the early hours of this morning. Because if you just may want to say something ourselves, we'll do the adjourning motion for Councilman Rosendahl on Friday. Have we cleared the desk? Oh, that's right, USC President Steve Sample as well. So we'll have a couple of adjourning motions on Friday.
That does clear the desk.
Thank you. We are adjourned.